Hey everyone, it's Heidi with the Usborne Experience. Daylight savings time is upon us, and there's no better time, see what I did there, than now to start teaching your kids about time. Whether it be that you're homeschooling, or you're home with some young ones, or that your children are learning about time in school. These are my two favorite time books that we offer through Usborne. The first is our Lift the Flap questions and answers about time. We have lots and lots of topics included in the Lift the Flap questions and answers series. But this one about time is fascinating. It includes lots of things that most adults don't even know. So each of our Lift the Flap questions and answers books covers the who, what, when, where, why, how, I don't know, and which of each of the topics. So the when questions about time include: when did time begin? When do flowers bloom? When did people start telling time? And there's those beautiful graphics, the bright illustrations, and the nice, big, interesting flaps. When does being on time really matter? When does one day end and another begin? And it talks about officially at midnight, but that's in the middle of the night. For most people, the new day begins when the sun rises or when they wake up in the morning. And then we've got why. Why do some clocks have hands? Why do other clocks just have numbers? Why does time go more slowly when I'm bored? Let's see what they say. Because you're more aware of the minutes ticking by. When you're busy, the time can fly by. Why are days longer in summer and shorter in the winter? And it talks about the way that the earth tilts. It's awesome. Why do we have leap years? Why is the time different in different countries? Because of where they are on the earth. Why are some people always late? Why are there 365 days in a year? And why do some clocks have bells? For the what, we have: what time do birds wake up? What time do bats go to bed? What's the time on these clocks? So these even practice on telling time on different clocks. What's what on a clock? Look how awesome that is. It talks about, this is a dual flap. So cool. It talks about the hand, the hour hand and the minute hand. What's this with the pocket watch? What will happen at 9 o'clock with the cuckoo clock? And what's a candle doing here? And it talks about how a candle used to tell the time. What did people do before clocks? And what's another way of saying this 500 years ago or 200 years ago? And it talks about the word centuries, which is so good. What's a timeline? It goes over a timeline. How? How long ago did knights live in castles? How big is the biggest clock? How do clocks keep time? It even talks about the mechanics of a clock. How many hours make a day? How many minutes make an hour? How come some clocks have letters? How does a sundial work? How long does it take to, look at that, we even get some cooking in here. How long does it take to boil an egg, to train to be a doctor, to play a soccer match, and to brush your teeth? And it even talks about how it's recommended that you brush your teeth for at least 2 minutes, or you can get some hygiene in there with your time book. Yes or no? Can I travel back in time? Are weeks always 7 days long? Can animals tell the time? Can you stop time? Can you match up the clocks to Can you match up the clocks that say the same times? So there's even some little games in here. Does time go faster when you're older? No, but it can seem that way if you follow the same routine every day. Has anyone seen into the future? Will time go on forever? And do all countries celebrate New Year? Great questions. This book seems to go on and on. It's so fantastic. Who decides what the time is in each place? And it talks about Hong Kong, Dubai, and Cape Town. Who's Big Ben? Who invented time? Who put 60 minutes in each hour? Who designed the first clock? Where are clocks made? Where does the sun rise first? Where's this lady going? I'm Ruth Belleville, the Greenwich Time Lady. To rich houses in London to deliver the correct time. Over 100 years ago, most clocks weren't very accurate. Ruth would set her pocket watch by a special clock in Greenwich, then take the correct time to her customers in the city. Buddy? That's hilarious! Where can I see this clock? In Prague. Where is it always day? And then finally, which? Which planet has the longest year? Which is the shortest day of the year? And this is when you can talk about daylight savings, which clock says 2:30, which months are 30 days long, and which of these doesn't tell the time. And the beautiful thing about these books also is that there is Usborne quick links that you can go to for more questions and answers about time. There's videos, there's activities. So cool. So these books are $14.99. And the second Telling the Time book that I love is our activity book. These books are chock full of fun games, coloring games, quizzes, stickers, test yourselves, all kinds of great things to practice telling the time. And it starts easy and it gets more difficult as the book goes on, so it grows with your child. So it starts out with just information on what is telling the time and how to use the book. Look at how full and beautiful this is. Look at the clock in each picture and fill in the time. So it starts pretty easy with just telling time on a clock, and the hand and hour, no, that doesn't make any sense. The minute and hour hands are color coded. This superhero is flying in an around the world race. Look at the local time on each clock to complete the caption at the photo. Moscow at blank, Mumbai at blank, Sydney at blank. So you're even figuring out some geography here. Look at this mystery solving. Look at these suspects. Figuring out who did it based on what time it was. It talks about quarter past. Can you pop the balloons with quarter to the hour times by crossing them out? Fun, like little games on each page. There's mazes in them. There is like pick the right watch. A watch dropped in the pool at 5:05 when it stopped working. Can you spot the watch? You can even make your own clock. I love ones like this. Not three. These butterflies fly from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and the moths fly from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Can you give the butterflies bright patterns and leave the moths blank? So fun. Draw a line from tree to tree to help this owl get back to its nest. Each tree on its route is 2 hours apart, so you gotta go in order. These fireflies glow from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Stick a glowing firefly by the times between those hours. And there are stickers, let's find those fireflies, in the back of the book. Look how cute that is. It even includes practice in the form of fairy tales, more really fun coloring based on time. It goes over lengths of time like days, weeks, and months. It even talks about how time works in terms of how the earth is constantly turning. It talks about leap years, time zones. It even goes over clocks that are written as Roman numerals. And look at these fun games where they go on a road trip and you've got to solve mini riddles based on time as you go to get the people to their destination. And lucky for us parents, all of the answers are in the back. So this is a great time to talk about time with your kids with two of our really, really fun and interactive books. The Lift the Flap Questions and Answers About Time and the Telling the Time activity book for $14.99 and only $9.99. Thanks for watching. You can find these books at www.theusborneexperience.com, and you can hang out with me on Facebook at The Usborne Experience with Heidi.